They did it, they did it, they did it, then hit it, and soon they'll be going to sing, sing. He did it, he did it, they did it, they did it, she did it, she did it, I'm sure. She did it, she did it, she did it, I know. Although he appears with the passion and eyes, it's laughing, she hung me up, after she started to swing like a yo-yo, I know. It isn't a stretch of belief, but I was surprised the future was always a probably. He did it, he did it, they did it, they did it, she did it, she did it, she did it, they did it, and now she is off to the who's. Sing, song, gal, sing.
Rise and shine, everybody. We're starting with a new version of In the Same Boat. And your breakfast orders are waiting downstairs.
Morning, folks.
Morning.
Lieutenant.
I've just come from Sid Bernstein's autopsy.
Did they drive a stake through his heart just to play safe?
Chris, not in front of his widow. And how are you holding up, Carmen?
You all sent out for breakfast and nobody thought to tell me.
Oh, well, let's at least be considerate of his daughter.
Stepdaughter. And even though I was his very own step-flesh and step-blood, he was as cold to me as he was to my mother.
Well, at least this time all of us has an alibi. Everyone was standing on this stage when Sidney got the old heave-ho.
Actually, the coroner says Bernstein was struck on his head before he died.
What?
Someone knocked him out backstage and then tied the counterweight rope around his neck, knowing that when the curtain fell, the rope would finish the job off if he wasn't dead already. Bernstein recovered consciousness just in time to die.
My God.
The first time my husband was ever accused of being hung.
Come on.
So you see, he could have been killed by any person with access to this stage, including you, Jenny.
What?
We found copies of magazines with words cut out of them in your office.
Chris and Oscar have keys as well.
Well, then it seems you three are my first official murder suspects.
Well, it's an honor just to be nominated.
But everybody is still under suspicion. I found this little black book in Bernstein's pocket. Each page has the name of a cast member with a notation in Bernstein's secret code. Obviously a memo of why each of you was being blackmailed.
Lieutenant, I've just found more death threats, and they're covered with my fingerprints again.
Well, that's all right, Miss Harris. You've already proved yourself to be forthcoming and trustworthy and just so very nice.
Well, thank you.
Dear Sidney, end the show or it's the end of you.
My God. Sid Bernstein died for nothing. He told me he was going to close the show.
When did he tell you that?
In his office, just before he got hoisted. And then I saw him going up the stairs to watch Georgia rehearse her big number. He even gave me back the very last check I wrote him.
Oh, give that to me. I'm not closing this show down. Come on, Oscar. Let's go and put this check in a safe place.
Felt very safe in my pocket.
Lieutenant, what's the matter?
I just don't... I mean, why is it that Bobby isn't...
What?
I mean, of all the people on this
All
stage,
right, Lieutenant, spit it out.
you ought to be in that Kansas Land Square Dance number.
Beg your pardon?
You stopped the show. After all, wouldn't Rob Hood go dressed to the big picnic as Alan O'Dell?
Bobby, can you improvise something for tonight?
Sure. I'll go get Randy and Harf.
We'll time it now. Jenny!
Yes.
The Kansas Land Square Dance number.
All right.
Now we're getting somewhere. Aaron, can we hear that rewrite you promised of In the Same Boat?
Sure. I changed it to Rob Hood and his men heading up the mighty Colorado. You know, a real He-Man approach?
Well, if you wrote it just last night, what are the musicians playing?
I wrote a brand new melody to fit the old orchestra parts.
Wow.
Very smart.
Thanks.
Hey, guys, I think we got it nailed. Take a look. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Here we are, my shipmates and me, lost on a windy sea. All the planks are springing a leak. We'd like to bail, but we forgot the pail. We regret to say our compass is gone, but somehow we still sail on. Because two heads are best, as some fellow wrote. And what the heck, we're in the same boat.
I'm sorry. It's a bold attempt.
Thank you.
And it certainly has some of that whim that we've been looking for, but
Right.
there's still something missing.
Excuse me, everyone. I just had a thought.
Ah! How long we waited for this day.
If we're doing the Kansas Land dance number, it so happens that I've been working on a dance routine that's perfect for my Princess Kickapoo character.
Carmen, Bambi's the spawn of your loins, yes or no?
Normally I'd say over my dead body, but I don't want to give anybody ideas. Sure, let her take a shot at it. Aaron, I thought you were going to write us a better version of In the Same Boat.
We just played the new one, didn't you hear it?
I did. Aaron, I thought you were going to write us a better version of In the Same Boat.
Thank you for the chance, Mother.
It's called giving you enough rope to hang yourself, Elaine. Maybe not my best choice of words.
You always make fun of me in front of other people.
Elaine, as Broadway producer, there's something much more important to me than you getting a star turn.
What?
Me turning a profit. I've never been known as one of those stupid clucks, Elaine,
Bambi!
who pisses away a lot of her hard-earned bucks, Elaine.
Bambi!
But facing the fact your coloratura sucks, Bambi! Though it breaks your mother's heart, forget about the part. It's time for you to know why I really back this show. You asked me for my motives. Well, you needed me so smart. It's a business. Well, it isn't making history. It isn't making art. It's a business. Marquis, schmarquis, money misspent. You won't survive Yom Kippur. You'll never get through Lent. So go on, criticize me. Proceed with your attack. It's a business. I put 1 million in and expect 2 million back. That's good business. So what crime have I committed if I'm putting up a fight? It's a business. And I want those fake suckers out there giving me the business every night. Come on, boys, give me a hand. Very funny, you know what I mean. Back me up. Do the statements, do the dresses, the musicians in the pit. It's a business.
It's a business.
The owner of these premises cleans up if you're a hit. We're in business.
We're in business.
Union members don't work for free. Hey, Russ, on the spotlight, blink twice if you agree. See, I'm not devoid of culture, and I feed her on the floor. It's a business.
It's a business.
I do the Kama Sutra with a Richard Rogers score. That's good business. It's good business. Well, green's my favorite color, and I don't mean on the grass. It's a business. And the shows I do the business. I'm good at doing business. And if you don't like my business, sweetie, blow it out your business. It's a business. And it's strictly business when I say you're not star material, Elaine.
Well, I think my dance number can be very arousing.
Sweetie, the only thing you could arouse is suspicion. Carmen, how many more hours do we have left before we're re-reviewed by
Darrell Grady of the Boston Globe.
Grady? You're not what I expected. But then I haven't actually seen a picture of you.
Complete anonymity is a critic's best tool.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't bite the hand that slaps me. But it's unethical to review our rehearsal.
You forget I report on Theatre for the Globe as well as review it. Your show is news. So I'm setting aside my customary professional distance to interview members of your company down in the green room. With your permission, Mrs. Bernstein.
Free publicity, Carmen.
Okay, Grady.
Very good. Company, the Kansasland Square Dance number Bambi auditioning a new section with Bobby.
This I've got to see.
Lovely. Yes.
Come on, boys, bring the sets. Roll in the barrels.
Tasha! Yeehaw!
Come on, boys.
Come every second Sunday of each month throughout the year, the women folk head out of town to greet the soldiers here. They bring us home-cooked widows, yeah, that's all these ladies share. There ain't no chance for romance when the dance is strictly square.
In Kansas land where the prairie meets the sky. In Kansas land ain't no finer place to live and die. In Kansas land your virtue never fades. 'Cause in Kansas land you're always sure to pull the shades.
Came from old Fort Kansas, young Princess Kickapoo, who kept her wigwam warm at night with every Apache she knew. Her tribal dance is worth a glance, her hips go pow wow wow. When this Paboo says,
Let's vamoose.
the soldiers cry, and how?
Step back! I've got men posted at all exits so nobody's getting out, including whoever fired that shot. It's just a crease wound. Bobby, how many people knew you were leaping when you did?
Well, nobody. I was trying it for the first time. That's some fancy shooting.
Too fancy. Unless you weren't the person they were trying to shoot. Everybody but Bobby, go back to where you were when that shot rang out! Bobby, you're holding your left arm.
Well, it's bleeding.
Which means the shot was fired from upstage, grazed Bobby at the end of his leap on its way to you.
Me?
Yup, and here's the bullet.
That means the shot was fired.
By someone on this stage or behind that scenery. So the only ones who couldn't have fired the shot were Carmen and Sasha because you were both downstage. By the way, don't you think Bobby should play his dance much further downstage?
Well, I was planning to have the same idea.
I'm afraid I'll have to search everybody for a gun.
There won't be any need for that.
She did it.
She did it, she did it, she did it, she did it. That Nikki is tricky and sick.
Nikki, what are you doing with that?
I found it back there. It's an automatic, so it can't be a prop in our Western story. At least I won't be leaving my fingerprints on the evidence this time. There's tape wrapped around the handle and the trigger.
Hand me that gun very slowly, Nikki.
Well, I have something to say to whichever one of you is trying to knock me off. Knock it off!
Lieutenant, we're way overdue for a break.
I'm sorry.
Back in 10, everyone. We're clearing the sets.
Chaffee, you're going to protect me, right? There's already been 2 murders committed on this stage.
3, if you count the integrity of musical theatre.
Belling.
You couldn't be surrounded by more policemen than you are at the moment, Mrs. Bernstein.
Come on, Mother. You should get something to eat. If you're nervous, I'll taste your food for you.
You have no taste, Elaine. I've seen your makeup, your closet, and your boyfriends. And I've seen a couple of your boyfriends in the closet with your makeup.
Bambi, your dance really was good. And don't pay attention to what your mother says. At least no one can claim you're in the show because of nepotism.
Believe me, Lieutenant, Bambi isn't this girl who in the cast who's used personal connections to help her career.
What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry. What anyone in this car shares with me, I consider privileged information. Besides, what I know, I don't think you wanna.
Georgia, there you are.
Excuse me. I've been wanting to talk to the three of you about Sid Bernstein's book. He wrote a memo about each cast member except you, and you. Yet the production budget suggests that you're getting the same raw deal as the rest of the cast. No one has anything to say.
Well, can you blame us? If I recall, one of those death threats said, make another sound and you'll end up underground.
Exactly. But Georgia, I didn't read that particular death threat out aloud.
What?
Nikki and the late Jessica Cranshaw were the only cast members to have seen it. Other than the one who sent it, of course. I'm sorry, Georgia. I have no choice but to book you on suspicion of murder.
What are you saying?
Hold on a second.
Nikki, would you be able to go on tonight?
Oh, now I get it. You want to give a little boost to your sweetheart's career.
My relationship with Nikki Harris is purely that of police investigator and possible suspect.
No, it's not. I really like you, Frank.
Oh, it's reciprocal, let me assure you.
I'm very glad to hear that.
I'm more than glad. I was doing something.
Arresting me for murder?
Yes, it makes perfect sense. Jessica Cranshaw's death gave you a chance to star on Broadway. And when Sid Bernstein decided to close the show down in Boston, his death kept your chances alive.
Wait a second, Lieutenant. I'm who you want.
You're confessing to the murders, Mr. Fox.
Think about what you're doing, Aaron.
I have. This is a great opportunity for you. And, well, I'm not important now.
Very noble.